Hey guys, and welcome back to the third episode of my Joker guide. Today, we'll be focusing more on stages and what are Joker's best and worst stages, which I mentioned in my last video before I ended it off. I'm going to be focusing on what are his best and worst stages, and I'm going to be basing specifically the stage list. Obviously, has to be on competitive. I'm gonna be basing it um on Frostbite 2020. So this was MKleos, I believe, last tournament before the whole pandemic happened, and yeah, I just wanted to base it on the last major I think that he had. So I'm gonna be saying the starter stages and the counter pick stages, what I think are the best starter stages, what I think are the worst starter stages, and what I think are the best and worst counter pick stages. Now, the way that this works, I just wanted to clarify the way that this works in a tournament. I believe this is how it works because I'm reading the rules right now. I believe this is how it works. When you get into bracket and you sit down and you have your opponent there, I believe whoever picks the starting stage first is based on the rock paper scissors game, right? So you would need to do, and I'm not joking about that. You would actually need to do a rock paper scissors like game, you know. I think it's best out of three, which is like funny. Um, but yeah, you would have to do a rock paper scissors, and whoever wins the rock paper scissors, whether it's best out of three, whatever, gets to pick the starting stages. So the starting stages are Battlefield, FD, which is Final Destination, Town and City, PS2, which is Pokemon Stadium 2, and Smashville. Now the counter pick stages are Kalos Pokemon League, Lilac Cruise, and Yoshi Story. So let me just get this out of the way first. You basically kind of don't want to pick Lilac or Yoshi Story, right? And I'll get into that later. I think the only counter pick stage that you would want to pick is Kalos. Just saying. Just saying. But, anyways, I have a couple of things to say about the starting stages, so let's get into that, right? Let's get into this. Alright, so the starting stage, Battlefield. This is the first on the list, and Battlefield is a weird one. Battlefield is definitely a weird one. On this stage, you well, let me just say first off, you would not be picking this stage in competitive play. Most players end up not liking this stage. Most players end up not even choosing this stage, right? Because they want a more open space. They don't want so many platforms because it can mess up their combos. You can mess up a bunch of your combos um, while having the three platforms, right? There's a lot of things that can mess you up on the stage. Iha, which is side B, even kill confirms. Sometimes it can come to your advantage, but sometimes it can be really annoying. Um, so let me just first off say that these three platforms are literally the reason why people don't pick the stage, right? And not only that, the blast zones are like closed in, and that's kind of not what you want. Although you are basically playing a top three best character in the game, sometimes it can be annoying, and people can use that to their advantage and can get really early kills, right? So can you. The thing is that most people won't pick this because of that reason, right? So because it can happen to you or it can happen to them, so they don't really want that, right? So the only advantage that I have seen so far are four main things, actually. Four main things. One of them being drag down up smash, right? You can do a drag down up smash, or you can even do a loop, right? You can do a loop, and depending on what percentage they are, you can just up smash and they'll get the kill. right? Or you'll get the kill. The second one is you have to be really precise on this because let's say an opponent is down here, right? Let's say an opponent just got off of ledge, um, right? And they're kind of moving forward, but they're camping over here, right? They don't really have to worry about you being up here, right? And that goes more into me saying why these platforms are so annoying. They're not going to be really focusing up here because, well, they don't really think of you going up there, right? Like you're not going to go up here. It's going to take too much time. By the time that you get there, people are already going to be doing up smash or whatever the hell they want to do, right? But with Iha, you kind of have to angle this move so that it doesn't go above the platform. Like you can't do a full jump and do this, right? You have to tap it, right? You have to make sure that it either goes through the platform or literally under it, right? Which you want to be precise about, And that's it's good to be precise, but the thing is that sometimes you can't always be precise in moments where your your blood is pumping, right? Um, I think another downside to this would be the oh no, the advantage that you would actually have is having a combo starter. So last episode I said that the downer is for me at least a combo starter, or it can be a really good combo starter because if somebody's camping down here in the middle trying to get you up top on there, you can easily just do down there or nair, and then you can follow up with whatever you want, grab, dash attack, maybe even another down there or possibly another nair. I don't even know. You guys can mix it up, you guys can mix it up. um Another upside to this, or another advantage that you can have here, is this top platform. Most of the time you're not going to be doing this because people can easily just wait down here and then that'll be it, right? You can do falling down, or right, falling down, basically the same thing that you could do here, just drop down for this platform. By the way, you can also do it here, right? You can drop down and you can do it. It's just a tad bit harder because you're not drifting anywhere, right? You're not moving to the right, or you're not holding to the right. You're just literally going down, right? But it can work, right? So the downsides, let me kill confirms are, not only does the blast zones like seem kind of cramped in this stage, it's the fact that kill confirms don't really happen, right? They don't really, they just don't work on this stage. Like one of Joker's like one of his main kill confirms doesn't even. You saw that? I just did a first hit fair into drag down, and I can't do an up smash from here, right? I'm assuming depending on where you hold the character, maybe you can get him down there. But all my experience has not been successful, right? You can also do a up B, but that wouldn't really get you anywhere, right? Because the opponent is going to be DIing and they might go the other way. So although that is an option, it isn't the best option that you can choose, right? And that basically covers up everything for Battlefield, right? So you have the annoying platforms. You can do kill confirms. Actually, I don't think I mentioned this, but you can do a loop. You can do a loop, and then you can get the up smash, right? Or if you have Arsene, literally anything would kill. So up smash or even up tilt, right? So yeah, those are kind of the advantages of this stage. But let's go into FD. So this stage is you'll see what I mean. This stage is kind of this stage is interesting. It's interesting. It's not the most interesting compared to the others, but it is something to look out for, right? And not a lot of people do. This is also a stage that it's like you almost never see this at competitive play. I don't know why this one doesn't have the annoying platforms, but it, I think I know why, and this goes more into like the other stages as well. Why platforms and the way that they're placed in the stage is very important. So you see how this stage has no type of platforms. It almost leaves nothing, right? You can barely lead into anything, and it just doesn't work well, right? You can do your main combos, right? You can do your uh you can do your main combos, right? It there's nothing really wrong with this, right? But i- the thing is that when you I think I mentioned this in in my second episode, but you can do combos on platforms, right? I did mention that. So if you do this, although although that is a good start, you can't really do anything from there, right? You have to stay on the ground because there's no platforms, right? There's no way that you can add on to your combo or keep your combo going if there is no platforms. That's why platforms and where they're placed are so important. I'm telling you guys, it's so important because there's not much to say about the stage. Not many people can do much on the stage. It's easy to it's a decently big stage. You can kind of camp on here. The thing is that it's so open, it's kind of open, you know. So there's not much to really do here. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the blast zones are a tad bit worse. I don't know. I think they're a bit worse in terms of like up there. I'm pretty sure that it's worse up there. It's more down. So yeah, there's nothing really much to say about here. You can do your normal confirms, I guess. Right? You can do this if you catch somebody slipping. This is also pretty good. You can also catch somebody slipping, right? And you can get the kill, right? That's without DI though. I don't know if that would actually kill, but that's without DI, and um without stale moves, right? So remember, you're going to be using drag down a lot, meaning you're going to be using up air a lot, meaning that that move will be stale. So keep that in mind. So the next stage, which is a pretty, we're kind of getting in, the last three are pretty big. The last three are stages that you see literally all of the time, guys. Literally all of the time you see this in competitive play, and these stages are so important. It's crazy how only three stages are picked by so many people in the community, right? It's crazy. They might as well just make only three starter stages, right? I guess you could say that, but a lot of people like variety, right? So, anyways, we're gonna be going into town and city. Sure, you guys have heard that before. We're gonna get into okay. So this stage is so important, right? The stage is pretty big. You can camp a lot, and obviously without sage editors, you can um you can really do a lot, right? You can camp, you can still do your confirms falling dare into dash attack or nair, whatever you want to. But you can also you see that these platforms move. So if you get lucky and you land on one of those platforms, you could do, probably a back air, or even with the platform being up here. I'm gonna wait until they come back, but you can possibly land up there while they're moving, and you can kind of just grab back throw, and then that's kind of it, right? So you have a lot to do with this stage. You can camp on the up here. You can kind of move from side to side, you know what I'm saying? You can even use the platforms to your advantage to camp. Uh, you can. There's just so much to do at this stage. It's crazy, right? It's not humongous, but it is good enough so that you can camp, right? So it's pretty important to know that this stage is more if you want space, and I feel like that's really important for Joker because not only does he have the ability to camp, but he has the ability to come in whenever he wants to, right? So it's not like he has to stay on his toes and keep up against the character, right? Which Joker tends to, I wouldn't say he fails against the people who are rushed down, but I think Joker players can be pretty predictable, right? They can be very predictable since, MKLeo plays him, and then all of a sudden he inspires people to play the character, right? So it's very important to know that this character can be read a lot more than other characters, right? So basically what I'm trying to say is that people kind of already found out the meta for Joker, which is pretty bad, but Joker can still get wins, he can still get his kill confirms. It doesn't matter because their kill confirms, right? So that wouldn't really matter. But this stage is it doesn't really have much to say except for the moving platforms. Obviously, that's kind of the quote unquote gimmick of the stage. And I feel like it's really important to mention because you can do drag. It's kind of like a mix-up thing, right? You can mix up a lot on this stage. You can do drag down up smash when the platforms come, or you can even do double tap back air. You can back throw somebody with these platforms, and you can follow up with another back air or whatever you want to. If they're going up here, you could possibly do an up air or just wait down here, and then if they come down, drag down up smash. You see what I mean? Like there's so many possibilities for the with this stage. That it's just a reason why people use it, right? You can use it to whatever you want, right? You can use it with whatever you have with the character, depending on which character you have. But there's a lot that can be done on the stage, and it's pretty amazing seeing what people can do on this stage and how they can use it to their advantage, right? So the next stage is, I think, by far the most picked starter stages. And here's an interesting thing that I didn't get to mention. Runbacks, right? You can use a runback, and what I mean by that is you can call a runback when you feel as like let's say is somebody's winning, right? Right? They have a winning advantage and they see that they can use these stays to their advantage. And if they lose because they got reversed, 3-0 or 2-0, whatever it is, they can call a run back. And a run back means that they can go back on the same stage that they have previously fought on, which can be to your advantage because then you know what to do. You figured out the person, and that means that you can mix up and you can kill them, right? So that's very important to know that you can mix up. Now, I don't know how to turn off. Um, I don't really know how to turn off the stage hazards on the stage. Maybe it's in here, but I don't know. But this stage is so important to the meta of just Smash Brothers in general that it's like this stage literally is picked every single time, right? So let me try to see if I can fix this or anything like that. It doesn't look like I can. Can I? I don't think I can. I don't know. Maybe you guys can let me know if I can. Maybe I'm just dumb and I can't see it. But I don't think there is. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think there is. Holy crap. Wow. Okay, this is gonna be pretty annoying. Well, anyways, this stage once it starts to form it because this stage can form a lot uh or transform into other things. So I'll just keep resetting and I'm pretty sure that'll work. Um but PS2 or other otherwise known as Pokemon Stadium 2. This stage is so important. I can't stress that enough. the stage. You can mix up. You can, you guys see what I mean? Like platforms are placed much closer to each other, and if I'm not mistaken, you can reach the other person. You see what I mean? You could just barely hit them, right? With that first hit. I honestly don't know why the first hit. That's actually pretty interesting. Holy crap. You can hit the first one, but you can't hit. Oh, I'm guessing if he. Wow, that's really janky. All right, whatever. Well, you can see that you can do a lot on the stage. You can kind of mix up. You can camp on these. You can also do a falling down gun, right? You can do a down gun into a down smash if you can tech chase or chase them down. You can. There's just so much to do on this stage. It's insane. Literally, it's so important. Yet there's so much to do. Um, there's not much to say. You can drag down, up smash. Like basically, what I'm trying to say is that a lot of confirms can happen on the stage. Basically, all of your confirms can work on the stage, right? You can do a lot on the stage because there is no third platform, right? And just the way that these platforms are placed, right? It's so important to know when to do stuff at the right time, right? So you can possibly catch somebody right here. You can do first hit fair into down smash. You see how much space I have right there compared to Battlefield. You can even do up smash, down smash, and you'll basically get the kill, right? You will basically get the kill. Or you can even do first hit fair. It'll pop them up in the air, and this actually works to your advantage. You can pop them up in the air, drag down up smash on this platform right here. It's not like well, I think it happens on Battlefield as well, but like I said, nobody's really gonna be picking that stage. But you get what I mean, right? There's a lot of situations where you can even do this, even that did 13%. That did 13 freaking percent. Wow. Holy crap. But yeah, also you have to look out for the bottom platform. This happens once in a while. Uh, it doesn't really happen a lot in competitive play, obviously, because those top players are precise with their movement. But a lot of things happen like this, right? If you have an up B, for example, like Arsene, you people often do this, right? Obviously, you're not gonna just jump off and go right under it, but there are situations where people will hold too much to the left because Arsene's up B can only go in one direction once you've already done it, unless you're going into free fall. Um, there will never be a point where you can slide off of here, and you see that's a common thing, right? Because you can slide off of there and you basically clip the ledge, right? But if you're two under and you manage to do something, I hope I can do it like that, like literally that. But people won't do it on purpose, obviously. You don't want to get killed, but it can happen. So you gotta focus on that more, and I think that can happen on also um it happens more on PS2 and Town and City. The last stage that I did, it it usually happens a lot because people want to slide off of the sides of the stage to clip to ledge. But sometimes, as I said, Joker mains can be pretty predictable, so people will just do right. They can literally just do that, right? They can literally drop quick drop into down air and then go back to ledge, right? So again, there's so many things that you could do, right? On this stage, of course, it's this one might be your main stage, right? You can win a lot on this stage. There's so much that you can do. It's crazy because this game it, I know this works for most fighting games, but this game specifically, for some reason, just bases the meta off of one stage, and this is that stage. It's crazy. But anyways, we're gonna get into our next stage, which will be what is it? Smashville. Smashville will be our next stage. So this one's pretty interesting. Smashville. I'm pretty. This one's all right, right? You'll see what I mean. It's practically the same as Town and City, but you guys will see the twist. So let's load it into here. All right. So Smashville. So obviously you can tell how freaking small it is compared to Town and City, and to be honest, I use this stage to my advantage, right? Because when I have a campy player or a campy character that I see, I will immediately come to the stage, right? I will immediately come to the stage, and I will tell you guys why. Although the stage and its blast zones are very, very closed in, let me tell you guys something. And here's just a lesson in Smash Brothers in general. If the opponent, if you can't camp, they won't be able to camp either, because what do I mean by that is, like, if you're up close on them and you have a very close in stage, just so happens to be this stage, you can be all up on them and there's not much room that they can, have an advantage to camp. Of course they can use these, but you can just wait it out, right? Because it'll keep coming in and out, in and out. So it's not like they'll be there stuck forever, right? It's also a thing where I think if you have stage hazards off, I think this doesn't move at all, which is pretty good. So you can do drag down into up smash, or even you can even do it on the stage as well. Look at this, right? And you can get the early kill, or you can even do uh, and then once you jump on that platform, you can, basically keep comboing off of there, right? So there's a lot that goes into the, or maybe not a lot, but also it's also good to mention that again, do not do the Arsene stuff. Do not mess up with Arsene's up air or up B. You see that? A lot of people tend to mess that up. But yeah, it's just there's not much that goes into these stages. The reason why there isn't any is because I'm not in an actual match, and I can't really think of much that you can possibly do or tricks that you can do on the stage during competitive play, because I'm not in an actual competitive uh, game right now, right? I'm not playing an actual match. So then again, this is why I said last video, or the first one, where you have to kind of look at other top players for this character. And not only for this character, because stages really go into a general thought, because when you really think about it, any move that a top player can do with one character will most likely work depending on their move set with another character, right? So what do I mean by that? Like, let's say MKleo uses uses something on this stage, and he has like a trick or a gimmick that he does right on this stage. You can possibly look at Zachary, right? You can look at what he does on the stage differently. You can see how they use the stages to their advantage, right? You can see what different options you can choose depending on what situation you're in, right? So it's always important to look at other stages, and other players and other characters, and how people use the stages to their advantage, right? Because there's a lot that you can do with the stage, obviously, because you're fighting on the stage. You're not going to be staying off the stage all the time, depending on which character you pick, right? So it's not like you're going to be camping off stage with Joker, right? It's just not possible, right? So now we're going to go into the three counter pick stages, which are, they're all right. They're all right. People will definitely use the last two, which are Lilac Cruz and Yoshisori, to their advantage for really, really dumb reasons, and I'll get into that in a little bit. So, Kalos, let's look at Kalos. Where is Kalos? Right here. Kalos, you will definitely see the difference between this and the other stages. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is the biggest stage between all of them, right? So I think the second biggest out of all of these stages in the stage list would be um Town and City, right? So this stage is kind of humongous, right? You can see that the platform's over here. There's not much that you can do, right? Oh my god, dude, this freaking thing. You can you can basically do drag downs, but you're not gonna basically doing them all the time over here, right? You're not gonna be always doing it over here. But it is an option that you can use. You can also probably camp up here. I don't know. You can probably camp up here depending on your situation. Um, One thing to mention is that this is actually a good place that you can wall jump. And that goes into another mechanic that I did not tell you guys yet, is that wall jumping is also a thing that Joker can do. So by holding or hugging against the wall, as I call it, you can hug against the wall and you can basically flick your control stick the opposite way depending on which side the wall is on, and you will perform a wall jump, right? So it kind of works for certain characters. You can use it to your advantage. You can use it to recover back. Obviously, that's a really good thing to know. You can also use it to your advantage to recover. Um, there's not much to say more the about the wall jump mechanic, right? There's not much to say about it. You can do a lot on the stage because of how open it is and because you have the platforms, right? So it's not like FD or Final Destination where you have no type of platforms, right? You still have your normal stuff. Wow, Jigglypuff actually goes really, really high. She's so light, dude. Wow. I can basically do my kill confirm already at this percent. Just not killing, right? Obviously. But yeah, there's not much to say about the stage. You can still do your I don't even know how that works. But anyways, you can still do all your combos. Just most won't probably work when you're up in the air. Because there are no like the platforms are more out than in, which is pretty good to know because most people will be doing this Joker, right? You can do a falling gun, which can be used to your advantage, obviously, but most of the time you're not going to be doing this because, well, it's it's not really it basically people can just easily go like that, right? They can move to the side because the gun goes down, right? And because of the nerf that Joker had with his down gun, it's not like it's a hitbox that goes everywhere, right? So now it goes more down than it just being jank, right? So you can also do drag downs like I said, but you can also do up airs, right? You can hit somebody with an up air, you can possibly you can even get a early kill like this, because this stage is freaking humongous. You're most likely I wanted to know I wanted to note something that the the best way to, in my opinion at least, to kill somebody on the stage is either to the left or to the right. You should not be aiming for a kill confirm while doing it upwards or diagonally up or diagonally up to the left or to the right? Because this stage is so humongous that the blast zones up there are not like they're basically non-existent. Right? They're non-existent. They're pretty high, and there's very few moments, unless you have Arsene and unless your character is high enough of a percentage, where you can get the kill on there all the time, right? So now we're gonna go into Lilac Cruise, which I think it's basically anxiety for me, right? Lilac Cruise is so much anxiety for me, guys. It has so much anxiety. Um, where is it? I wanna show you guys something of why I have anxiety towards this stage, man. This stage is just so bad. It really is right here. This stage is just really bad for competitive play. I don't know why people pick this stage, guys. I really don't. You guys will see what I mean. So this stage, Jesus Christ. This stage is just straight up anxiety. I really freaked out on this stage because of how jank this stage can be. Like I swear to God, this stage is so jank, man. I don't know what it is. Like the slants, that's always a problem with Smash Brothers. I don't know why they can't just have like a flat plane. Obviously, it's due to like like you don't want every stage looking flat, but I just hate how this is like so slanted. Like you can't even do a real EHA because look at that. You can't even hit the stage, right? You would need to kind of aim it down like that, and even then, that's not even reaching the ledge. You know what I'm saying? So this is definitely not your ideal stage, right? You wouldn't be focusing on this stage. Oh my god, dude, there is so much lawn freaking going on outside, but whatever. Um, yeah, you would not be using this stage to any type of advantage as far as I know. You can probably do obviously drag down, up smash. You can't do your first hit fair into drag down into up smash because by the time that you do that, your opponent will probably be down here, right? Um, there's not much you can do, honestly, guys, with the stage. This is exactly why I don't pick the stage, why I ban it. It's just so bad. It's so bad. Honestly, it's so bad. Unless you're like somebody who's really good and really tests the stage out, unless your character has some type of advantage on the stage, I do not know, but you would not be picking the stage with Joker whatsoever, and that's facts right there, okay? So now going on to what I think is the worst competitive stage ever, right? To be on a stage list. And a lot of people can agree with me on this because the slant you guys always see what I mean. Hold on. I usually get confused when it comes to this Yoshi story, right? Okay, yeah, Yoshi story right there. This stage, this horrible stage is just so annoying. Oh my god, guys, it's so annoying. You can you can literally see the freaking slants, guys. The slants. It hurts. Even if you go far enough, it still doesn't even hit it. I hate it. I honestly hate it. You can't even do that. You could probably land it right there, which obviously you're not going to be going over here because that's too much near off the stage. But you would most likely be doing it here. It's basically, let's just put it like this: it's practically another battlefield, but slants on each side, right? So again, you can do your normal drag down. Basically, any platform stage you can practically do down or drag down up smash with Joker, right? And you can get some pretty early kills because this stage not only does it have slants, but the blast zones are so close in. They're so close in, right? They're so freaking closed in, and you can get such early kills with this. I mean, I've made comebacks that should not even be like legal, dude. Okay, that should not be legal on the stage. All right. I've made so many comebacks on this stage, even though I was not supposed to, right? You are not supposed to be making comebacks on this stage. Screw this stage, man. But you guys get what I mean, right? So that's all of the stages those were the starter stages, those were the counter pick stages. I wanted to mention something. If you're getting into competitive Smash and you want to know what are his best stages, in my opinion, I would definitely try going for the last three starter stages. What do I mean by that? I mean Town and City, I mean PS2, and I mean Smashville, right? You don't want to be picking, and maybe Kalos on the Boom Boom, right? You don't want to be picking Battlefield. You don't want to be picking FB. You definitely don't want to be picking Lilac Cruise, and you most definitely won't be picking your story. This these stages are so jank, it's not even funny, and I just hate it, right? So that's pretty much all that I have to say about these stages. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys found it not only interesting, but I hope that you guys use these guides to your advantage because that's what I'm here for, right? So yeah, I will be next time. I think I'll be focusing more on camping, mostly how to focus on how to counter campy players and how to use the stage to your advantage in those situations. So I'll definitely be doing that. All right. So I will see you guys later. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys